Hey guys, welcome back to the Bean Patch. It is a balmy 24 degrees, 25 degrees here today. And we're still cleaning up from the storm damage, from the tornado videos that you guys have been seeing. Obviously, we wanted to take some time and come to you and just do a reintroduction of ourselves and tell you a little bit about us and who we are, what our creed is, what our goal is here on YouTube. So let's get started. One of the questions we get often is your real name Mr. Bean? Is that really Tween Bean? The answer is no. That is not. That's not who we really are. For the sake of anonymity, we had decided to go with names of the YouTube page. My first name is Jason. Many people call me Jay. You guys can call me Jay. We'll keep Mrs. Bean and Tween Bean to ourselves for now, and where we live. I hope you guys understand. I've had a lot of questions of what river is that? I've been to Colorado. I know that's the Colorado River. What river is that? I know that's in Illinois. That's an Arkansas or Missouri River. I get it, but hey, we live on 100+ acres here, and we like our privacy, and that's odd that you should think that we would want to come to YouTube and try to get tens of millions of subscribers and become the biggest YouTube page of all time. But we think that there's value in what we bring. There is value in sharing the country life with other people and the aviation life with other people. And so we just want to share that with you guys. Now, unfortunately, the timing has been kind of off because right after we started filming these YouTube videos, we suffered a couple of tornadoes here at the Bean Patch, which have wiped out the airplane and the powered paraglider and the hangar. And, we've suffered substantial damage, of which I could go into it in another video. I'm happy to, as to why there was no insurance, and the insurance that is not going to pay. And so the airplane is stored in this trailer right now. I picked this trailer up from Erie, Illinois, and Jim Robinson at the Erie Air Park. This was originally the Challenger factory trailer, and the plane is tucked in there as neatly as it can be, and I'll bring you along and show you that. It is in pretty bad shape. There's a couple of people that tell me that we should be able to get the plane up and running in about 3 weeks. The issue with 3 weeks of getting something running is if you throw enough dollars at something, they have a way of working themselves out. We were absolutely rolling in the dough. We were kicking it. We had stacks of Benjis, and then all of a sudden we didn't. And so I think that it's going to be fairly expensive to repair, and I'm not sure how we're going to accomplish that yet. So there was no insurance on the airplane. I believe it was Avimco had told me that I needed to fly off 100 hours before that they would insure me, and I had 97 hours flown off, and so the plane is not insured. Obviously, since the last video, you guys can see that I've lost my hair, and that is not on accident, and that is not in mourning for the airplane, or for the farm. The Bible tells us we're not to shave our heads or tattoo ourselves in mourning of the dead, so I didn't do it for that reason. We're an on-grid, off-grid family, and we are trying to live a different lifestyle. Our faith teaches to live set apart, and so we're not Mennonite, we're not Amish, so it's not that type of set apart, but it is. We adhere. So let me stop. We have 107 subscribers as of today at 9 o'clock, whatever day this is, 13th, 14th, I don't know, I've lost track of the whole last week. When I go through the demographics and the analytics, I find that most of you guys are guys. And most of you guys are between 35 and 65, or mostly between 40 and 65. So most of you guys are already set in your ways. You know, you're going to do what you're going to do, and you're going to believe what you're going to believe. And I'm not trying to change minds, and I'm not trying to change hearts, and I'm not trying to push anything on you guys. Okay, my demographics here are not. There's a chicken. The demographics here are not 18-year-olds and 17-year-olds that I'm trying to impress and trying to sway opinions and you know, do any of that stuff. The demographics are guys that are already working for a living, got houses and mortgages and kids, and some are coming up on grandkids, and many are coming up on grandkids. I am 45 years old, and I have my first grandchild, and you guys have seen his pictures. In fact, the last photo taken of the airplane was him in the pilot seat. So we're not out to change, you know, anything that you guys do. However, it's my channel, and so I'm going to have things on it from time to time that some of you might not agree with. Now, this goes back to our faith. We observe the Sabbath as being on Saturday, and so we don't work on Saturday. That's the day that we take off and we rest. Obviously, we believe in the Old Testament is just as relevant as the New Testament. Obviously, we believe that the feast days that the Creator, we call Yahweh, set down for us are not Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Valentine's Day, you know, but we believe in the 7 feasts that He gave us in the Old Testament, and we celebrate those feasts. And so, do we believe in the Messiah? Yes, we do. Do we believe His name was Yeshua, or what Christians call Jesus? Yes, we do. I once was, for many years, a Christian, and I am ordained as a pastor. I was going through ordination to be a non-denominational Christian pastor, and my wife and I owned a Christian bookstore for quite a few years, and I did street ministry. If you go to Reuben Israel or some of the street preachers around the country and you see them down in Bourbon Street with the signs, I was one of them for a while, okay? That's just where I was in my faith. I am former police, law enforcement, and so to me, the law is the law is the law. So wrong is wrong, right is right, and you know, so that kind of, my faith was that way, you know. The Bible says, and so I got involved with street ministry, and then I got a little softer, and then I got a little softer, and then I come to realize that there's so much that is not being talked about in the Christian churches and the Christian faith that is in the Bible that I couldn't quite figure out. And my questions led me to where I am today. So we are believers of the way. I'm sorry, my eyes are watering. It's not because I'm getting teared up. It's because it's 20-some degrees and the wind's blowing in my eyeballs. We believe we're of the way. That's what Yeshua said, Jesus said, you know, and that's what we believe. And so if you hear us say things, do things, if you see little strings hanging from me, we're not Jewish, we're not Christian. We would appreciate any questions you guys would have concerning that, you know. But that's a big part of who we are. That's what we bring to the table. That's what makes us different than you. And hopefully it brings some interest. The aviation thing is absolutely a big part of my life and my family's life. This farm is a huge part of what we do and who we are. We own a service company, and it takes us off the farm 2 days a week, and we travel a great distance, and we take a lot of risks in that journey. We travel well prepared with food and shelter and personal protection, and so that's also who we are, and it's because of where we have to travel to. And so I appreciate you guys, the 107 that have subscribed. I really appreciate you. I appreciate so much. It's starting to snow. I appreciate so much that you guys have stuck around, and that there's several of you that continually post comments and questions and interact with us, and we really appreciate that. Do we want to grow the channel? We absolutely do. Yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to grow the channel so that younger generations see the ultralights and see kit planes and light aircraft, and that younger generations can be exposed, that have never been exposed to a farm, can see some things that go on a farm. We want to show young people that you can do, and I say young, I'm not old, sometimes I feel old. My haircut surely makes me look a little younger, but we like to share, and we want to share. Please feel free to tell us what you guys want to see and what you're interested in. There is going to be videos that'll probably bore you to death. You know, let us know. I've got to work on the truck. I've got to put a bearing in the front of my truck in the next day or two, because I got to get this trailer up to Illinois. You know, I might shoot a video on putting a wheel bearing in a Chevrolet pickup. Boring? Probably. Is there somebody out there that's getting ready to put a wheel bearing in a Chevrolet and would like to know what it's like? Maybe, I don't know. But that's the reality. You know, we're not PewDiePie. We're not Shaytards. We're not, there's thousands. We're not Wrangler Star. We have to do our own thing, and we've got to do it in our way. But we want to do it so that you guys have value and you guys get something. You know, we're not just trying to get views, but I really, really, really want to build relationships with people. You know, my mom was thumbing through YouTube. She was watching some of my videos, and she was just seeing all your comments about, you know, God bless you, and we hope, you know, Godspeed, and we hope that you get the plane fixed, and be blessed, and it's a blessing that you guys weren't hurt, and you know, we're so thankful that you guys didn't get hurt. And she was moved, and she commented, you know, that she was really pleased to see that people cared, and that the aviation community came together there just a little bit and supported us, you know, and that's huge to us. That really got me through those 3 days where we were down here on the farm just working our rears off, and then I'd come home and read the comments, and you guys are so supportive. You know, it really means a lot. As I look out across the landscape here, you know, we had the National Weather Service that traveled 125 miles to come and survey the farm. And they were looking at the twisting effect, and they were trying to determine, you know, tornado, straight wind, or star wind, or whatever, you know. And in the end, he said, I see lots of twisting like a tornado, but I see some straight line patterns here, and I see some star. It looks like maybe it was a star pattern, star wind that hit your hangar, and so I don't know. We're going to do some more research, but it very well possibly could have been a couple of tornadoes, you know, mixed with some straight line winds. We don't know yet, and I wanted to be here to video that. Maybe it's boring. I don't know. I don't know. It's content, you know. I'm trying to bring value and good content, but I don't know what you guys want. If you want airplane videos, it's right there. I'm going to bring you along to Erie during the rebuilding process. I've got a hangar in another town that I'm not going to be able to rebuild my hangar for a while. I built it with cash, and it's going to take me a while to rebuild it. So unfortunately, the plane's going to be hangared in a T hangar where it's susceptible to vandalism, you know, 30 minutes away, and I'm going to have to drive up there anytime I want to fly. Hope it's not been vandalized, and then fly it back to the bean patch and park it here for the day or the evening or overnight if it's going to really be calm, and then fly it back. That's the only chance that I have right now, the only hope I have, barring a miracle or something. So the Tween Bean is homeschooled, and she has been homeschooled since about 2nd grade. Mrs. Bean is young, but she is retired from, she worked for the state, and she was in law enforcement like I was, but she was on the administrative side, the judge's side, And so that's kind of where they come from. I do have another son who is 21, and then I have a daughter who is 19, and they are out living their lives and finding their own paths. And now we have a grandson, and his name is Baby, is it Baby Bean? Anyway, I digress. Fellas, ladies, gentlemen, citizens of YouTube, my friends, I really appreciate you guys, and I really appreciate your comments. We thank you for everything that you've said, and during this time. We wanted to take just a few minutes and introduce ourselves again, or introduce myself, kind of let you know what's going on, and I hope to bring you guys on some of the boring stuff and some of the fun stuff. I've been posting animal videos, and they get like 20 views, and then I post an airplane video and it gets 250 views, and it goes viral, 250 views. But you know, we've got animals, we've got baby chicks, and we've got big chickens, and we've got goats and baby cows and big cows, and it's just a part of what we do here. And so be blessed, guys. Thank you so much to the 107 that have subscribed. We'd love to have more subscribers, and we'd love to have more folks join us at the Bean Patch, but the initial few that have joined, you've been here at a time where it's been a blessing to us. And you know, the Father makes things happen in His time, and there's a reason for everything. I had been thinking about taking the cover off the plane and recovering it, the fabric. The plane is a 1997 Challenger 2, and I kept pushing on the fabric, and it's nice and tight, and everybody's like, yeah, if you keep it hangered, if it's never been in the sun, it's always been hangered, it'll be fine. And for, you know, another 10, 15 years, it could go a long, long time. And I'm like, yeah, but I just wonder I wonder if I should go ahead and do that. And here, you know what, now we're gonna do it. Now we're gonna rip the fabric off, we're gonna put new fabric on it. I don't know, here's a challenge to you guys. What color do you think the Challenger looks best as? Obviously, I didn't pick tan and teal. It's a great color. The plane looked great, but I don't know what color to paint it. I really like the canary yellow. I like some of the military gray stuff, you know. I like cobalt blue. What are your guys' thoughts for a color for a Challenger that you just go, wow, that is just the bee's knees, to take a term from another generation. So, all right, guys, be blessed. We'll see you on the next video here at the Bean Patch.